Hey, welcome back. It is Monday. So excited to be here. We have a great episode for you today. So, if you're going to want to hear about quantum wealth, stick around because this is the episode that you're going to want to listen to. How are you doing today, Sarah?
So good. This is my favorite time of the year. I love routine. And I find when summer's over and fall starts, I don't have kids, but when like the kids go back to school and the grocery stores are a little quieter and the roads are a little quieter because people are back into the routine, I love this. So it really helps me to get back into my routine.
No, it's so true. It is. I don't have my kids in school yet, but I love routine too. Like if I take off and go do something like a vacation away, not from home, I feel like I need to get home because I'm so routine.
Yeah.
But it's nice to be able to do what we do. It really
Yeah.
is. So today we are going to talk about quantum wealth. What is it? What does it look like? How can you do it? So listen in.
And what we're just talking about routine, it is very crucial to create quantum wealth, right? Because we don't want to you can't do the same actions and the same routine and be on the same autopilot that you're living on and then expect different results. That is the definition of insanity, is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results.
Absolutely. Right. Routine is super important. And I found this myself now with being my own business owner and having the life that I have. Before, when I was living on autopilot, I mean, I had a routine, but it wasn't serving me. It wasn't doing anything for me. So now when you really come in tune with your your vision for your future and the path that you're headed down, it's so good to set up your routine for success, right? There's a different thing when you just have a routine or when you have a routine for success. It's what does your routine look like that's going to move you forward towards it. Like where are you right now and where do you want to go? What should your routine look like to create that quantum leap in the wealth of your life and finances, in your business, in your relationships, and yourself and your happiness? Because everything, first of all, stems from within, right? So when you're feeling good about yourself and you have your own routine for yourself down, that's when you can step into a routine for relationships, friends, family, your business, your finances, and move forward.
And the thing with this too is your routine is a lot of people do it gradually, right? But if you want to have a quantum leap, you have to take immediate action. Like it can't be gradual. When you're like, okay, on Monday I'll start. On Monday I'll start when it's only Tuesday right now. So you're giving yourself 6 days to talk yourself out of it, right? It's like starting a diet. When you're like, I'll start on Monday, or when I finish eating all the junk in the house, then I'll start, right? You have to do it drastically, because when you do it drastically, the rate of accomplishment increases exponentially. Like it is fast because the universe loves speed, right? But you have to shatter the old paradigms. You have to shatter the I'll start tomorrow. I'll start tomorrow is a sure way to failure. You have to do today so that tomorrow is different. And this is something that I had to work on, because I would be like, "Oh, I'm just going to eat this I'll just eat shitty today and then I'll start fresh tomorrow." If you have one cheat meal, it doesn't mean, and I don't like the word cheat meal. Somebody once told me indulgent meal. So if you have the word, see, it's just changing the verbiage too. If you have an indulgent meal, it doesn't mean your day is ruined. Just make your next snack and your next meal a healthier one,
Yeah.
right? You immediately put yourself back on the train track. You don't just derail and let the train be done. You have to put the train back on the track.
Yeah. And it's changing your mindset around your routine when you do make the decision and quickly take action. Because first of all, you have to have the desire there to make that quick decision and take action right away. But I always think about weight loss too when I think about quickly making a decision. Just like you, Sarah, in my past, I would do one thing out of my quick decision, like eating something shitty, and right away my mindset would go to, okay, well, I just went off track, so I'll just eat shit for the rest of the year or the day year. That's usually what happens.
Yeah.
But start tomorrow and then, figure it out. It's having the mindset that I made this committed decision to whatever it is. And if you do go off track with one thing, don't beat yourself up about it. Acknowledge it and move towards it. Always think about your end goal.
Yeah.
So the way that I've been very successful in making quick decisions is if I do make that quick decision and I'm good, I'm on track for the first week, and then my old thoughts and my old paradigms come in of, okay, Kaylee, you can take it easy, or you can have this, or, those thoughts come in. I just quickly think of my end goal, the decision that I already made and thought, and I think, is this serving my purpose? Is this going to help me get there? Because if the answer is no, then just snap out of it and say, no, it's not going to help me. So I'm choosing to do this. And it's not that you can't have it or you can't do it. It's just your choice. So even the verbiage with that gives yourself power to know that you're in control, because we've talked about this in past episodes. When you make a quick committed decision and you stick to it, it's not your mind that notices first, it's your body. Because when your body's used to waking up at 8, 9, 10, 11 o'clock in the morning and you sleep like a dog, and you make a quick decision that, nope, my end goal, I'm getting up at 5, I'm getting shit done. And you're doing that for a week, and then you sleep in for one day till even 8, your body's going to say, oh my God, I love that we just slept in. Let's do it again tomorrow. Yep. Right? It's just bucking that body and saying, no, I'm not doing that. I gave you one day of an extra rest, but back tomorrow, we're back to it. Right? So it's just quickly realizing what you're moving towards and staying on track. It's not that you can't go off. It happens. We're all human. I even do it. But it's realizing and having the awareness that this isn't moving me towards my goal, and change that.
Yeah. Let's define quantum. Let's define quantum leap, because I know this is a word that's being thrown around a lot lately, and people are like, I've noticed in conversations, people get thrown off. No, I don't want a quantum leap. No, it sounds too big. It sounds scary. What's quantum? Right? So in U Squared by Price Pritchett, quantum leap is a term taken from the vocabulary of quantum physics, the science behind the technological breakthroughs as lasers, computers, space communication, and nuclear energy. Quantum physics is described as the most powerful science ever conceived by human beings. It requires a major rethinking of such concepts as time and space and how human consciousness operates. So for those of you who've been following us for a while, you know that Kaylee and I talk mindset. Hence the reason mindset theory, right? We talk mindset. We are consciously aware of our thoughts and our words and our vibration and our frequency and how it creates our outcome. Kaylee and I understand that we are souls enjoying this human experience, right? We understand why people out there are making a lot of money and doing less than most people. We understand that. That's why we want to talk about quantum wealth today, because it's all in your thinking, your words, and the vibration of your words. So if you guys don't know who David Wilcock is, I highly recommend you cancel Netflix and you go and get Gaia, Gaia, and use that as your Netflix. It's around the same price, and it's all about science and meditation and how the body works and how the mind works and how your verbiage works. And I was watching with my accountability partner a video by David Wilcock, and he talked about whatever is happening in the world right now is because we're on a lower frequency, but we're in an awakening right now. You can see it. You see it happening with these protests that are happening. I don't like to talk politics. It's not something I want to get into, but I just for image sake, so that you can see. People are creating massive wealth just by changing their thought. People are curing cancer by changing their thought, but it's not thought alone, right? So people talk about manifesting. How do you manifest? Sarah, how did you manifest $300,000 in a day? I thought of it. I kept thinking about it. I kept speaking about it in a positive way as if I already had it. And I kept my vibration high. Because if I talk like this and I'm going to get $300,000 like this, like, I'm not going to get it, right? like, you know, it's like when you say, hey, how you doing? You're like, oh, I'm so excited. Like, come on, right? So it's the tonality as well. And it's practice, right, Kaylee? Like, you have to practice it every single day. Like, we do mirror work. We have sticky notes everywhere. We are in masterminds that talk about this. We read books. We create mantras. We do affirmations. Like, it is work, but it is not as hard as getting up and doing something that brings you no passion.
Mm-hmm. Right? And you're not going to create a quantum leap in any sort if you keep doing the same thing. I have to say, everything you just said, Sarah, wasn't my routine. Mm-hmm. I implemented it into my routine in the last 2 years. And I have to tell you, it's something we don't learn in school, and there's probably a reason for it, because if everybody did what we do, the world wouldn't have poverty. Right? The world wouldn't be in the place that it is. And you can probably see right now that the results you have come from your thoughts and the vibration that you're in, right? Your result right now is having you feeling a certain type of way, good or bad. With that vibration with that thought comes that vibration. If you're feeling good about your results, if you're giving yourself commands and you're doing it, you feel good about it. Your spirits are raised. You're feeling good. You got the energy. But if you're in the state that your thoughts are negative, they're not moving you forward, you feel stuck and you keep saying, I'm stuck, you're just reaffirming that it's happening, and you're lowering your vibe, you're lowering your energy. And with that comes the result of which matches it. It's a low result. So right there in itself, you can see that your thoughts create your future. That's as simple as it is. Your thoughts create your future. Now, what are you going to do today to move towards that? Because you know right now, with what you're doing, it's not working. If you're in a place right now where your thoughts are creating the results that you have and you're not enjoying it, or you're not happy, or you're not liking it, you need to change it.
Yep.
And it's practice. It's just like riding a bike, tying your shoes, learning the alphabet. You don't hear the alphabet one time and know exactly how to say it. Like, I can't say to my 2-year-old son right now, A to Z. Okay, you do it.
Yeah.
He doesn't know, right? But with practice over and over and over and implementing it into your day, you're going to catch up on it. It's going to be part of your routine, and it's going to move you forward.
Yep. And here's the thing. Most of us are bringing our past and putting it into the future. So most of us are like, I did this. I was holding on to when I lost 80 pounds. This is how I did it, right? This is how I did it. This is what I did. And it worked for me at that time. But I was in a much different place. I was working a different job. I was working multiple jobs. I was more active compared to now, right? Where I'm like, okay, that's not going to work for me now because I'm not in the same place. Or like a past relationship or a past friendship, or maybe even a past, hurt where somebody hurt you 20 years ago, and you bring it up 20 years later and you're like, remember that time that Susan, she came over and she completely ruined my birthday party? And you're like, it's 20 years ago, get over it, right? But we think in pictures and we keep memories because our subconscious mind holds on to everything. So that's why it's so hard for us to move forward, because we are living in the past. So if you want to create a future for yourself, you have to change the present. And in order to do that, you have to change your day-to-day routine. Because when you change it, that's the pathway for growth. But you have to change it so you're not operating the same way.
Yeah, absolutely, Sarah. And I think, I mean, it's not hard to understand the concept. The thing that's, I don't know the word for it. It's not hard to understand the concept, but it's not a point either where it's hard for you to implement. It's just hard for you to change the routine you've been in maybe for 10 years.
Yeah.
Right. But with practice and implementing it and making that quick decision and taking action immediately, first of all, you're taking back your power. Because if you've been operating on the same level for the past 10 years and you haven't grown, yes, you've grown physically, but mentally, if you haven't changed, what are you doing?
Do you drive stick?
No.
Okay, so I started my driving career or driving stick. And I taught myself. My dad tried to teach me. It was terrible. And I was like, just get it. I'll figure it out myself. And so I drove stick for so long. And then when Donnie and I decided to purchase a vehicle together, he didn't want stick. I did, but he didn't. But now when I get back into driving it, I have to remember, right? I have to remember how to do it. Is it smooth the first time? Of course not. I'm grinding some gears. I'm trying to figure it out as I go along. But the more I do it, the easier it gets, right? It's like riding a bike or hockey skating or anything like that. It takes like meditation. People are like, oh, I don't know how to meditate. Well, how often do you do it? I've tried it once. Well, they call it a practice for a reason. That's why it's called hockey practice and soccer practice and basketball practice and Olympic practice and yoga practice and meditation practice. Practice is the practical part, right? So what I love here that he says in this U Squared book is, instead of accepting your present circumstances. So right now you might be thinking, okay, I'm not making enough money. I'm unhappy with my job. You know, my relationship could use work. The kids may be driving you crazy. You have to, instead of accepting your present circumstances or being content with gradual improvement, you go for the breakthrough. Okay. And a quantum leap just means explosive jump. So it's not gradual. It's explosive. It is deciding right now to throw out that bag of chips and jump in the gym. It's deciding right now to stop posting on your page and hope leads come to you and start conversations, or hire a coach that's going to help you start those conversations. Or it's like going to, a class, taking a class that's going to help you excel in your business or whatever it is that you want.
Yeah. While you were talking about, practicing hockey, soccer, gymnastics, whatever it may be, and making the decision, what came to my mind is we know that in order to master something, you need to do it over and over. It's just, how bad do you want that thing? How bad do you want that result? Because we know how to do it. We just get so stuck up on starting.
So you know what it is?
What's that? The belief.
Quantum leaps seem to violate common sense.
Yeah.
We get it because we've been studying it. But some people who are listening who maybe don't understand how it works, and you're going to have conversations with people who don't understand, and that's okay. But I can tell you that there are people out there who do understand, and they're the people who are doing it, and they're having those dreams. Because when you have the quantum leap strategy, you can deliver those special dreams and ambitions that you instinctively feel inside that should be yours, that they need to be yours. But the breakthrough demands a radical departure from some of your habits, some of your friends, some of your acquaintances, and some of your family. And we talked about this. When you are in the proximity of people who speak the same language as you and who are on the same mission as you, you get closer to your goals and dreams every day. Now, your spouse might not be on board. That's okay. That's okay. You don't need to have them on board. You're not looking for their approval. You're just looking for some support. And if they don't support you right now, it's okay. They will eventually. They just don't understand it because they don't have the same mindset as you. You know how they say, God created everybody to look different? Well, our minds are the same, right? If we were all the same, like Kaylee said, there'd be no poverty. There'd be no war. There probably wouldn't even be money that drives people to insanity. Life is a game. And here's the thing, and listen up, we all end up in the same place. There's no winner or loser. We all end up in the same place at the end. So the choice is, are you willing to play? Or are you willing to allow somebody else to play your hand?
Yeah, absolutely. And with every game that you have, there's a coach, there's a mentor, there's somebody showing you the way. Like, I can think back now to when I was a child and I was in all the sports. I didn't just show up, get on the ice, and expect to know what to do. I had somebody there coaching me how to shoot, how to pass, how to puck handle, how to check, how to take a penalty, right? I didn't know that. But if I didn't get into the routine of wanting to do that, get on the ice, and then showing up for somebody who, let me face it, when I got on the ice and I didn't know how to skate, I didn't have belief in myself that I was going to be a great hockey player. But my coach did. My coach believed in me more than I did. He showed me the way. He showed me what to do. He said, this is how you do it. Let's try it. Let's practice it. Go in and out of the cones. That's just like your life. If you've never had somebody try to guide you, try to show up with where you are right now, make a game plan with you, and believe in you more than you've ever believed in yourself, I have to tell you, that feeling right there is huge. When you first start and you get so clear on what it is you want, your coach and your mentor makes the game plan for you. They're the person that says, give me your fucking hand, shut up with your excuses, and let's go. Because you're not going to get there doing the same shit you've done the last 10 years. You're not going to get there by allowing yourself the pity party. If you want to have a pity party, 5 minutes, get the shit out of your head and move on.
And if something didn't work, your coach would change it up, right? So look at Tiger Woods. Look at Tiger Woods, right? Tiger Woods changed his swing twice. He didn't work harder. He just realized that his first swing wasn't getting him the results that he wanted. So he changed his swing up. And then he got the results that he wants. Okay? So think about this. People are always like, well, I'm working so hard. I'm working 15 hours a day and I'm exhausted and I'm doing all of this. Well, is that getting you the results that you want? Probably not. Because more of the same usually gives you more of the same results, right? So it's not about working harder, because sooner or later, you're going to reach the point where you can't try any harder. And what happens? You get exhausted, you don't see the results, and you quit. And you decide, this isn't for me. Maybe it's not working for me. But that's just you're limiting your belief. That's your BS, your belief system. So when you're BSing yourself, it just means your belief system's off. So you just need to change that. And if you want to make a quantum leap, quit thinking about trying harder. More effort is not the answer.
Yeah, that's so true. So take this episode and listen to it. Go back to the beginning and listen to it. Listen to where you are. Be real with yourself. Nobody else is going to. Nobody knows you better than you. So be real with yourself. Write down everything right now that's not serving you. Write down your current routine and look at it.
Second guess it.
Yeah.
Second guess your routine. Because to make a quantum leap, you have to break out of the rut where you've been running. Second guess your routines. Overcome the addiction to your methodologies and set a new pattern. Yeah. And stop saying, oh, I'll never get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Stop fucking bullshitting yourself. Because if you're not willing to do that, then you deserve to be where you are.
I have to tell you, I started getting up at 4 a.m. for the last 2 weeks. I never ever thought I'd be getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
I used to get up at 4 to go to work. That was a nightmare.
I get up at 4 willingly now because I love it.
Exactly.
Not that I have to. I don't have to get up at 4. I choose to get up at 4. But seriously, sit down with yourself this weekend, sometime, and be honest with yourself. Tell yourself exactly where you are. Put it on paper. Write out your routine from morning to night. What is it you're doing? Dissect it. Sarah just said, second guess it. Why am I doing this if it's not serving my passion and my purpose and what I'm moving towards? And then create a new one and take action on it. Don't just create one and keep looking at it for the next week and the week after, because another 10 years will pass and you're going to still be here not enjoying what you're doing. So be real with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Ask questions to somebody that's doing something you want to do. Don't ask your friends and your family that would tell you don't do it, don't entertain it.
Stop taking broke advice from broke people.
Exactly. Do something and ask the questions to somebody who's doing it. That's the way to do it. I had the best advice ever from a mentor that said, if you want success, ask the person who's already successful in it. Yep. That's your answer. Yep. If you ask somebody, should I do this? That's never entertained the idea of doing it. They're obviously going to tell you no. I would never do that because they would never do it. But if you ask somebody who's doing what you want to do and you say, this is where I am, this is where I want to go, what's the advice you would give me? They're going to tell you to do it. But once again, the advice doesn't matter. It's what do you want? Make the decision for you.
Yeah. It's time to start focusing on the possibilities rather than on the limits and the obstacles, right? Making a quantum leap means moving outside your mental boundaries. If you will rethink how you're thinking, you can multiply your performance potential, but you must let your guides be bigger than your desire. So you need to guide yourself to your desires. And that's going to take willpower. And that's going to take commitment. Instead of allowing yourself to be boxed in by those negative thoughts. Because seeking a quantum leap, and quantum leap isn't a scary word. You should actually be living in this quantum leap. It means violating the boundaries of the probable. It means a strategy that's based on the uncommon sense. Uncommon sense. It means achieving well beyond the obvious. So don't limit your desires to what you think you can have. Because that's what we do. We limit ourselves to what we can have. I just want to make $3,000 a month because I believe I can get there. And start going after what you want. Because if you start going after what you want, you're giving yourself permission to dream and to risk and to set yourself free. And in turn, the universe is going to send you the people. It's going to send you the plan. It's going to send you everything in your path so that you can have what you want. Because if you just limit yourself, that's as far as you're going to get. And you won't go any further.
Boom.
Boom. Mic drop.
That's the honest truth, right? That is the honest truth. Dream.
You know what? The best thing I heard was move to the opportunity that you've been ignoring.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's true. So true. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, we could go on about this forever. We really, really could, but it's just as simple as getting out of your own way, being real with yourself, and allowing yourself to dream. Like Sarah just said, if you only do what you think you can do, you'll never do what you actually can do.
Yep.
So take some notes, get real with yourself, and
we'll pick this up on Thursday.
Yeah, I was going to say, we'll see you on Thursday.
Bye.
Bye.